Hello, my friends, and happy Thursday. Today we are going to be making a boho blossom bracelet. So of course it's inspired by actually boho bloom. It's boho bloom. You know, blossoms, blooms, tomato, but in the Etsy shop it's called boho bloom, and that is what counts, right? And I have it in 3 different colors, and I think these are super fun. You can wear them together, you can wear them separately, and 2 of the colors are made with Swarovski marguerites, and 1 is a Swarovski rondelle. And I'm super excited about this technique because, well, this is, I don't know, I have made so many different variations of this bracelet and everybody seems to love it. It's super popular. And I'm super excited about actually making it into a blossom because, well, you know, I love flowers and I know you guys do as well. And this is such a beautiful time of the year. We have so many gorgeous flowers that are in bloom, and hence this project.
Fonda says, good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Hi, Fonda, and happy Thursday to you, my friend.
Ellen says, hi, Irina and everyone.
Hi, Ellen. And before I forget, ladies, this is my last video for the next 2.5 weeks. Oh, wait a minute. How can it be 2.5 weeks? It's actually my last video for the next 3 weeks. We are going on vacation as of tomorrow. So I'm just reminding you that we're going to be taking a little break, and our next 2 videos are going to take place, I believe, the 21st and the 22nd of September. And those are already set up as events, so please do go to those events, preview what we're doing, and RSVP.
Linda S. says hello.
Hi, Linda, and thanks for joining us.
Kim C. says hi, Irina, Tony, Lauren, and all.
Hello, Kim.
Fonda says I already ordered my bracelet.
Yay, Fonda! Thank you so much. Which one did you order? Which one is your favorite?
Ellen says I received my order today. Fabulous. Thank you. And sends stars, rainbows, and hearts.
Oh, yay, Ellen. That is so wonderful. I love stars, rainbows, and hearts. Thank you so much.
Trudy says hi, everyone.
Hi, Trudy. Okay, ladies, so again, there are 3 fun, sparkly colors. Well, actually, this project combines just a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of that boho vibe. So the leather brings this nice earthy element to the project. And of course, you can never go wrong with the little bit of Swarovski sparkle. So we have 3 color choices. We have Clematis, Forget Me Not, and Dahlia.
Angela says good evening.
Hi, Angela.
Fonda says I ordered the blue one.
The blue one, so it must be Clematis. Thank you so much.
Katie says happy Thursday, all. Loving this cool weather.
Oh, yes, it's been so beautiful. It's like the perfect weather. We've been walking, you know, we go walking multiple times a day. We have a sweet little puppy that we walk with, and it's been so gorgeous. Okay, ladies, what do you think? Should we get started? I'm thinking let's just go for it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to create our own button this time. So this is a pretty easy technique. Very often when I make these types of bracelets, I use a button for a closure. So you can use a traditional button with a shank. You can even use a traditional button with holes in it. You can use some type of a flat bead. And this time I am using this wonderful flower. So this is a multi-petal flower. This is what it looks like on the back. And we are going to make it into a button with the help of a fairly long ball pin. And of course, we're going to embellish it with our Swarovski Marguerite. This, I believe, is Bermuda Blue. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if this is Bermuda Blue. Now I'm a little bit confused. Maybe this is the Bermuda Blue. So don't quote me on this. But because this has the blue and the purple, this variation of the project I called clematis, because you know clematis comes in different colors, but I think the most iconic one is that really dark purple, which I love so much. Okay, ladies, so if we look at this little blossom component, if we look closely, there are these little what is the part of the flower that has the pollen on it?
The stamen?
I don't know. Is it called a stamen? You know what? I forgot my flower parts. We'll have to brush up on the flower parts. So these little components, they are. How does this look? Can you guys see the little dots sticking out? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take each little, we'll just call it a stamen. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll take each little stamen individually and bend it all the way out as far as it will go. And so what this is going to do is create like a little setting, a little cradle for our Marguerite. And then we will take our Marguerite, which I have already put onto the ball pin with the colorful side towards the ball on the pin. And we are going to put this right through the opening in our metal flower. And what do you think? So it's just that easy. This is how that little flower comes together. It's almost like they were meant to be together all along. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do next is just make a loop. And this is just going to be a nice little wrapped loop in the back of the flower. So I'm going to use my chain nose pliers and, okay, I started bending, but it didn't quite bend the way I wanted. So I think I'm just going to hold it with my chain nose pliers and bend right over the nose, leaving myself a little space to wrap into. So the more crisp the right angle is, the better it's going to look.
Kim K says, hi everyone, happy Thursday, and goodbye Adalia, the hurricane.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I have not watched the news in days. So I hope everybody is okay with the hurricane. Okay, guys. So I have my 90-degree angle, and let's go ahead and start making the loop.
Jane says, I love that component.
Yay, thank you so much, Jane, and hi. So I'm just, I'm really taking my time making the loop because I don't want to run into those little flower petals. So just take your time, and there is the loop. So it needs to be large enough to fit our 1.5-inch leather. So other than that, it doesn't really need to be any particular size, just large enough to fit the leather.
Katie says, I think stamen is the stalk part,
I think
and
so too.
the anther is the ball with the pollen.
The anther, okay, yes.
The little ball.
Those little balls with the pollen. I feel like That's what those little tiny components are, or not components, but the little sticky outy parts. Okay, guys, so we are now going to start wrapping into that space between the loop and the flower component. And this is just like wrapping any other loop that you've ever wrapped. So we're going to go as far as we can, and do make it nice and snug. We don't want any space between the flower and the coil. And then we're just going to go right back in the direction of the loop. So this is just one of those organic loops that we're making. And we're not making this organic for the organic look, but rather to reinforce the coil. So we're literally making a little button component, and you want the shape to be nice and heavy.
Barb says, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Barb. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, guys, you know what? Maybe I'll do one more half coil. I think that'll be good, because when I really want to reinforce, I actually like the idea of covering the base of the loop, because this is how our loop is going to stay nice and strong. So I just trimmed a little bit of the excess wire, and now we're just going to give it a little smush with our chain nose pliers and pinch that tail right in so it doesn't stick out. And we have just made a little button. Okay, so now we're going to need our leather, and with this project you are getting I believe it's 4 feet of leather. So you could make your bracelet, I believe, up to about 9 inches or so. So this is what it looks like on the front, and this is what it looks like on the back. So this is what I just did. I folded the leather in half so that I know exactly where the center is. And we are just going to go through the button component that we just made and get it right into the center.
Joan says, good evening.
Hi, Joan. Good evening. And thanks for joining us. Okay, guys, so this is the beginning of our bracelet. So this next part, if you've never done this before, it may be just a teeny bit awkward, but I will try to break this into some little tiny steps so it's very clear. So one end of the leather is going to go in one direction, like this. The other end of the leather is going to go in the opposite direction through the same loop. So now we are just going to pull on our leather until we are in the center of the leather again, and we may have to adjust the ends to center that little button as we go through the very first link on the chain. So let me just see if my ends, so my ends are not quite even. So I have a slightly longer and a slightly shorter end. So this is where we start adjusting. And this is really the only way to do it. So you get it somewhat snug, and then you see where you are. Okay, close enough. So this is what my ends look like. So this is close enough because you do have a little bit of extra leather. So it's not like you have to be exact. So now I'm just going to make this as snug as I possibly can. Also, I really like cutting the ends of the leather so that they're at a nice pointy angle like this. And this just makes it so much easier to push our leather through each link.
Katie says there's a little poem from a children's book I had long ago that went something like, from anther on a stamen to a stigma on a style, the pollen grain must travel and sit a little while. I think the book was called The Reason for a Flower.
Aw, that is so sweet. Oh my gosh, that's lovely.
And she adds, love this technique. Looking forward to trying it.
Yay, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it. Okay, ladies, so now let's look at our little leather loop. So it's centered and it's holding on to both the button and the chain. So if you look really close at the leather loop, one side of the leather is on top of the other side of the leather. Can you guys see that? Okay, so we're going to take the part that's on top, and you want to keep it both on the same side, meaning if it's on top, we're keeping it on top. If it's on the bottom, we're keeping it on the bottom. Also, where it comes out of the link, we want to keep it on that side. So we want it to travel as little as possible. So we're just going to put this right through the link. And in the meantime, we have a remaining side. So let's just flip it over. And so now this one is on top. And again, we're just going to put this through the link. So I don't actually flip the chain over every time. I'm just showing it to you just so that you can see every little bit of what I'm doing. But if you're more comfortable just keeping it stationary, let's just try keeping it in one position. So I am grabbing the part of the leather that's on top right now and to my right. And so I'm keeping it on my right side and putting it through the link. Very, very simple. And then if I'm going to keep it stationary, I am just going to go from below. Again, this one started out on my right side, my left side, and it's also the one that's underneath. So it's going from back to front. And so they're going to keep switching like this. So now this one is on my right side and it's also on top. So if it's on top, it's going from top to bottom. And you just make it as snug as you can without pulling it hard. Just make it comfortable. And so now this one is on the bottom, so it's going from the bottom up.
Betty says the stamen are the little stick or stalk that the little pollen ball is attached to at the end of. I just Googled it.
Yay! Thank you for Googling. You know, I love learning about flowers, and I even remember drawing a diagram in biology like a long time ago when I was in high school, but I forgot what those, flower parts are called. Okay, guys, maybe just one more time, but tell me if this makes sense. This is a really simple weaving technique. It's not, it looks maybe a little bit like we're braiding, but it's really more like we are weaving rather than braiding. So what we're doing is we're just weaving through each link on the chain, and we're going through each link with both ends of the leather, and they're always going in opposite directions. So what do you guys think? Is this easy? Is this doable? Please give me a little feedback so that I know we're all on the same page. And I love this. It's one of those very satisfying projects where literally you spend half an hour, 40 minutes, and you have a really fun bracelet at the ends. You can wear it by itself, you can stack it, it's whatever makes you happy.
Barb has a good question.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, will it be obvious?
Yes, Barb, it will be obvious immediately. Yeah, because, okay, so let me just show, well, I'll just put the second one through and then we'll look at the pattern. So the pattern that you're going to be getting, okay, of course, now that I'm rushing, it's not going in. So if you feel like it's a little tight, just hold one of the leather ends out of the way as you put the other one through. So this is a very specific pattern. This is what it looks like. Even just having done about an inch, you can really see the pattern of the chain. It looks like a little spiral. So here, let's look at a finished one. So you can really see. And you know, if you do go in the wrong link or maybe you go in the wrong direction, you should be able to see it immediately. And then it's just so very, very easy to backtrack.
Kim K says, so cool. It softens the chain, but also makes it more fun and edgy.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel the same.
Fonda says, makes sense.
Awesome. Thank you, Fonda. Okay, so we'll just assume that we're on the same page with the pattern. What do you guys think? And then we will grab my other sample and, you know, as usual, through the magic of Facebook Live, we have a sample that is a little further along, or actually quite a bit further along. And this is the forget-me-not version of the bracelet. And so I got to the part where I'm really starting to think about sizing. So I would recommend that you just keep trying it on. Just keep wrapping it around your wrist. And when you get to the point where it's almost there, it's almost your size, but not quite. Maybe I'll just do one more link on this one. So you want it to be rather snug because actually we're going to be making a loop in the leather. And when we do make the loop, we are going to add about an inch to our bracelet. So keep that in mind, please. You want to stop roughly an inch before you reach your desired size. So I'm just going through one more time. So this is going to be my last link. Maybe just make sure, have another little fitting, see how you like it. And, you know, granted, you can adjust. You know, some people like their bracelets a little more snug. Some people like them a little less snug. And so I got to the point where I like the size. Remember, I'm still going to add about an inch to my bracelet. So in the meantime, all of this is going to be extra, okay? I don't need it. So I think I'm just going to cut it off. And I'm just holding my hand over it so that I don't shoot Tony in the eye with a link from my chain. And so now we have actually committed to the size. And you can make this bracelet up to 9 inches. So probably more. Actually, I'm sure you can make it more than 9 inches, but 9 inches is a really safe guess. And so I'm just going to tie a knot, and this is just a regular overhand knot. I like my knots to be kind of neat, so I try not to overlap the wire. So you see how as I wrap, I just try to almost treat the two ends. Did I say wire? I meant leather. I treat both ends of the leather as if it's the same unit, almost as if it's a ribbon. And I just made a little loose knot. and I'm going to see if it's large enough. So we want our loop to very easily go over our flower. So this is good. This is good knot placement. And once it's on your wrist, it's certainly not going anywhere. So this is a good time to just go ahead and tighten it in place. And I do that by pulling the leather ends one at a time. So this gives me a very nice and snug knot that's definitely not going anywhere. Okay, so guess what? It's almost done. It's like you blink and you miss it. So now we're just going to finish the ends. And for the ends, we're going to add a little color, just something that picks up the color in our flower. So we are using 6/0 hollow metal beads and also 6/0 glass beads. And yes, the glass beads are definitely larger than the metal beads, even though they're both 6/0. It's just how it is sometimes. Different manufacturers. So we're going to tie an overhand knot with each one of the ends. And one more. And now we're just going to string our little group of beads onto each end. And the group goes something like this. So I have the metal seed bead, then I have the 6/0 in glass, and another metal seed bead. Very, very simple, just like that. And what I love is that the light reflects so beautifully from the glass seed bead, the aqua bead, because it is silver lined, so it's very pretty. It's that same reflective quality as the marguerite. And we're just going to do one more. And you know, so as I was saying, this is our last video for the next 3 weeks. We are taking a little break. And when we come back, guess what? It will be September. So it's going to feel a lot more like fall. So at that point, I'm kind of going into more fall-like projects, and I am excited about the colors changing, even though I'm a little sad about summer being almost over. But I do have a super fun project for you for the week when I come back. Okay, but in the meantime, so this is how it works. And of course you can make these little ends a little shorter, a little longer, whatever you like. So we just use the loop, just like a little loop for a button, or a really fun bracelet closure. And yes, of course, I want to model it. So let me just put this around my wrist. And this is what it looks like. So what do you guys think? Isn't this kind of fun? And I'm not going to put the other ones on, but I'm just going to show you what they look like together. And actually, you know what? I have to tattle on myself. I forgot to grab the preview project, which is Mushroom Meadow. And I hope you guys like mushrooms. Mushrooms are so very popular. But in the meantime, this is Boho Bloom. And again, we have it in Dahlia. That's the Patparacha one, so that's Dahlia. This one is Clematis and Forget-Me-Not. And these are already listed and available through our Etsy shop.
Barb says looks gorgeous, and Betty says very pretty.
Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate it. So what do you think? Would you wear them together or separately? Would you make them part of like a little bracelet party? How would you wear these? I think I would probably, either I would wear them together or maybe I would just wear them stacked with some of my other bracelets. So these are, as I mentioned, these are already in the Etsy shop, and just please know that one of them is not quite like the others, right? So if you love the marguerites, unfortunately we did not have the marguerites in the pot paracha. And so the pot paracha, I think it's really pretty, but it's not like the others. It is a rondelle rather than a marguerite.
Kim K says, I love this beautiful bracelet. I hope you both enjoy your vacation and time off. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you. And we are so excited about our vacation. And when we come back, this is what we have to look forward to. So this is my mushroom meadow. Do you guys, here, I'm just going to put it right here on my surface. So this is like kind of a very happy little mushroom meadow. I think it's like this.
Katie S says, enjoy vacation.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Mary Beth says, lovely.
Thank you.
Linda S says, either alone or stacked with other bracelets.
Yay. Yeah, anything. It's like, it's very casual. It's just like you throw it on, maybe with your other bracelets. It just depends on how festooned you want to be that day.
Jane says, have a wonderful trip.
Thank you so much, Jane.
Sabrina says, hello, love the bracelets.
Hi, thank you so much, Sabrina.
Fonda says, have a fun and safe vacation.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you guys will hear about my vacation. Maybe we'll even post a few pictures. We're just so very excited about it.
Kim C says, absolutely adorable. Enjoy your rest and relaxation and new adventures.
Thank you so much, Kim. Yes, it'll definitely be a fun little adventure. Okay, ladies, well, this is it. So, again, we have the Mushroom Meadow, the Thursday, I believe it's the 21st, and then on the 22nd, we're doing the usual. We're doing the Friday video, and that's going to be, okay, so let me just go in order. So the Mushroom Meadow necklace tutorial is Thursday, September 21st, 7 p.m. on my jewelry design page. And then we'll have the Facebook Live shopping event. And this is going to be one-of-a-kind pendants and single strands. So this is going to be like kind of a fun little sale. We're just going to take our single strands and we hope that you adopt them and they go to your lovely homes.
Mary Beth says, love this bracelet.
Thank you so much, Mary Beth.
Linda S says, loving the mushroom necklace.
Yay, thank you. You know what? I love the colors. They're so happy. So I will actually have another colorway, and it's not like this one at all. It's so different. I haven't made it yet, but I'm super excited about it. I already picked the beads for it, and it's a little bit more moody. It's called Purple Blues. And so, you know, when you think about purple blues, it's kind of like, it's a little dusky, it's a little moody, it's very, very fun.
Barb says, there's no Friday video tomorrow. We will miss it.
No, I'm so sorry, Barb. There's no Friday video tomorrow. That's why I thought I would mention it again, just so that you're not too surprised. So we are taking a little break. We are going to Europe. We're going to have all sorts of wonderful adventures. And we will be back on the 1st and the 22nd. And if you want to preview what we're doing on the 21st and the 22nd, of September, just go to the event page, and there's a link both in the description of the video as well as in the comments. So yeah, just follow those links and go and maybe RSVP. We would love it.
Mary Beth says, I love all of it.
Thank you so much, Mary Beth.
Karen says, traveling mercies. Have a wonderful time. Cannot wait to see what you share with us.
Yay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Kim K says, looking forward to the fun ahead. Love the mushroom.
Yay, I'm so glad. You know what? I have really embraced the mushroom trend, and I'm glad that you guys are too. It is a very cute little trend. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your wonderful wishes and comments. And as much as I'm looking forward to the trip, I will miss you guys. So looking forward to our next video 3 weeks from today. And in the meantime, have a wonderful, have wonderful and creative 3 weeks. You have a lot of time to be creative. So enjoy, make something wonderful, and be well.